So we continue with our class laws of Tzedakah Maaser, and we start with Sefer Shmiras Haloshon, and today's topic is the folly of dishonesty. The above we spoke of great reward to avoiding strife in situation when one has clearly been wrong. Okay, and what of one who committed the wrong, who profited at the expense of the neighbor's loss, acted wickedly and foolishly, and for his sinful tactics will not earn him 1 cent more than has been decreed on him on Rosh Hashanah. By denying his neighbor that which was rightfully his, he will ultimately be denied that which has been decreed for himself. In the end, his wrongful gain will cause his rightful earnings to become lost as well. For as the sages teach the punishment for the forcing one's personal burden upon another Jew is a loss for one's possessions. Sukkah 29b. So let's do this paragraph and we're going to explain. So again, above we spoke a great reward avoiding the strife in situation when one has clearly been wrong, right? So we spoke before how to act when you're on the receiving side, meaning somebody wronged us, right? So we said how to handle it. Okay, now we're going to talk about the other side, the person who wronged us. And what is the one who committed the wrong, who profited at the expense of his neighbor's loss? As we said before, that's how he earned. And we have to always remember what Hashem said on Rosh Hashanah. He's going to pay us. Not pay us, but a lot whatever we're going to get the next year based on the results of previous year. So he's a faithful judge. He's going to pay. Okay. So there is no reason to worry about it. He acted wickedly and foolishly, meaning this perpetrator, for his sinful tactics will not earn him 1 cent more than has been decreed on him on Rosh Hashanah. So meaning this person, he's not going to get anything more when he cheated another person, he's going to lose. Lose meaning that he's going to get punished. So what kind of business is it? That's not a good investment. So he's trying, he was worried, he's anxious, did whatever he did, right? And now he's going to lose everything because Hashem is not going to allow person to profit from this, and plus he's going to punish on top of it. Okay, right? Why he's going to lose? Because whatever was decided on Rosh Hashanah that he's going to get, he's going to get. He cannot make it more without Hashem agree to it. By denying his neighbor what was rightfully his, he will ultimately be denied that which had been decreed upon himself. So measure for measure, as we said many times. So he was trying to prevent others to get what rightfully was theirs, right? To take it away, and so he's exactly the same tactics are going to be applied on himself, and then his wrong gain will cause the rightful earnings to become lost as well, right? So it's scary. So he's going to lose even what he did not steal. Right? That's the scary part. For as the sages teach, the punishment for the forcing one's personal burden upon another Jew is the loss of one's possessions, meaning that he wanted to gain something on the back of another Jew, and right, as Hashem said, he's going to lose possessions, meaning he's going to lose. Not a good business to be a thief. Not a good business to be a crook. It's lose-lose situation. So continue. The sages further teach, if you take that which is not your own, your own will be taken from you. Derech Erech Zuta, chapter 3. Very interesting. As we said before, to be dishonest in financial matters is to exchange the channel of the sustenance that Hashem provides for one that is sinful. Meaning, it's a very interesting statement. So one more time. To be dishonest in financial statement is to exchange the channel of the sustenance that the heaven provide the one that is sinful. So Hashem said, I'm going to supply you with money, with food, with everything, right? Whatever according to the whatever person needs or he deserves. Right? And the person said, no, it's not good enough. It's easy money, not good enough. I want to work hard. That's, as we said in the past, that level of bitachon, trust in Hashem. The more a person trusts in Hashem, the less he or she must work. It's very simple. The less you trust in Hashem, the more trust you in yourself, in your skill, in your talents. Okay, Hashem's okay. You want to do it, you do it. I wanted to do it for you, but you insist you want to do it. Okay, you do it. Hashem declares, it is not enough that the wicked rob, but they even inconvenience me to return the money to the rightful owner. Sanhedrin 8a1. I think we had the clip. We have a clip from this that Hashem said. I mean, it was from, I think, Yeshayahu or somewhere, like Hashem, when Hashem was complaining to the prophets, he said, look, the Jewish people, they go against me, right? They do not observe my laws, and they annoy me. Like, how they annoy? Because Hashem has to do all of the restitution, and he has to change the nature in order to a person who was robbed, like to get him what he's deserving, right? A lot of things has to change. Commentary. Obviously, nothing is difficult for Hashem to do. They inconvenience me in double quotes means that the settling an overcount might require changes in nature, course of events. Right? The person is he's cleaning person, right? So in order for him to for Hashem to get him money, whatever somebody stole from him, so it's not easy task. I mean, there's nothing hard for Hashem, but of course he always wants to hide it in the nature. So miracles are not good. Miracles, of course, under like exceptional situations, Hashem would perform the miracle, but otherwise, that's why we're not allowed to count on miracles. Why? Because it goes against nature. Nature is Hashem's will. Okay. Continue. The above is illustrated in the episode of Yaakov and Lavan. Before fleeing Lavan's house, Yaakov was shown a prophetic dream that the birth of unusually colored sheep in his flock was divinely decreed compensation for Lavan's ill treatment of him. As Rashi explained, the angel had brought colored sheep from Lavan's flock to Yaakov so that this would occur. So it's before we continue, let's just remember the story. All of this 14 years, right? 14 years. Lavan was taking advantage of Yaakov, right? There were 100 contracts, and he changed them around and everything. No, I think 100 contracts were after the 7 years, after 14 years. Okay, right. So he was taking advantage of Yaakov, and Hashem said, "Look, I'm going to compensate you." Right? It's very interesting. So, and when they made a contract, Yaakov said, "So this with the spotted sheep are going to be mine. So go through my to my what is it, flock? Take whatever spotted with a brown spot, this spot, that spot, like all of the different colors." I mean, it's the machlokes between the commentators how many types of sheep were, but it doesn't matter. Some unusual. Let's put it this unusual. So this guy Lavan took all of the unusual sheep, everything, and put it in his flock. Guess what? Angels came and they brought them back. Okay. As Rashi explained, the angel had brought colored sheep back to Lavan's flock, from Lavan's flock to Yaakov, so that this would occur. As justification for such a divine intervention, Yaakov was told in a dream, "For I have seen that all that Lavan is doing for you." Bereshit 31:12. So meaning that Lavan, so he said, no, how? So these empty people, right? So they say, they would say, no, but what is it? But Hashem in some sense stole from Lavan and gave to Yaakov because this it was all Lavan's and he put to the back. That answer is absolutely not. He did not steal, right? Because it was all of the sheep actually belonged to Yaakov to begin with, but he had to take it in a more natural way, right? Of course, it was a natural way through the miracle, but nevertheless, it's more natural than he would steal. Okay, and as Yaakov later told Lavan directly, I serve you 14 years, for you 2 daughters, and 6 years for your flock, right? And you changed my wages 100 times. Okay, literally. Okay, no problem. So we stop here. So meaning that whatever Yaakov got back from Lavan, it was his. Okay. Any questions on what we said? Okay, no question, no problem. So we continue with Los Tzedakah Maaser, and we're on a 13th chapter. It's a pretty long chapter. I think we'll finish it today. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. And today is the big topic is deduction from Maaser. So and we would and for the last few classes we were discussing these business expenses, right? Educational expense, right? When you need for your business, right? To go to attend some seminar, to get some certification, stuff like that. Okay. Last one was we discussed possible business deal, meaning not all of the business proposition go through, right? You go presentation, maybe they don't like the product, maybe this, maybe maybe they're not ready, because usually people don't give the prices of the telephone, right? First they have to show what exactly they sell before they give a price. Okay. So now next one. Combining profit and loss from 2 business ventures. Okay. It is understood that in the course of doing business, some business deals with will be successful, but the other will not. There is a dispute among the poskim concerning someone with 2 business ventures, where he earned a profit on one, while the other is suffered a loss. May he subtract the loss from the profit prior to separating Maaser. For example, if one purchased merchandise and sold it at profit of $5,000, then purchased additional merchandise and ended up taking a loss of $1,000, may he combine the profit and the loss and only separate Maaser on $4,000, or does he have to calculate each business deal separately? Before we continue, let's try to understand. So, those are 2 separate businesses, right? When in this specific example, so meaning one business was profitable, right? He earned him profit 5,000. In another business he lost 1,000. So can he write off this 1,000 from the profit? So if it would be one business, there would no question asked. Right? There is no problem. Example. So somebody is maybe stock trader or something. Like sometimes they make, sometimes they lose. Like day traders. A few people who are day traders. So one day they make a lot, next day they lose half of it, then a day a little more, then this, then that. So if they're going to take Maaser like every day, it's like it's unmanageable. So they what they do only once a month. So when book closed, so at least they can estimate. At the end of the year, the estimate is even clearer. but on everyday basis, on every dealings, it's impossible. Right. So, but here we're talking about two separate businesses. Okay. Some poskim maintain that since the prior to losing 1,000, he had already earned 5,000, right, and was therefore obligated to separate 500 from Maaser, he may not combine the profit and loss. And this opinion make perfect sense. So some people try to paskin what opinion to go with. It most of the time, two opinions make perfect sense, logical sense. So first opinion says, first he made 5,000 and then he lost 1,000. So when he made 5,000, as soon as he made, so it looks like it's not like on every deal like these day traders, the graphs goes up and down. No, it's like he bought merchandise, sold it, and over a period of time, and he realized gain 5,000. Okay, so as soon as he realized gain, so that's it. The business is closed. I mean, this sale, whatever the merchandise that he bought, he sold. That's it. He has no more. So that's when he realized this 5,000. So as according to this opinion, as soon as he realized this 5,000, he was obligated to separate Maaser. That's it. So the later loss has nothing to do with that, because the first was obligation to separate. Okay. Right, and that's why, according to them, he may not combine profit and loss, which is logically make perfect sense. Other poskim maintain that one may set aside 1 day a year to calculate all the earnings from the entire year, and consequently he may combine all profits and losses and separate Maaser on the net amount of accounting period. Okay, so second opinion said no, don't have to do it, do it once a year. I would say not a good idea. It's my personal opinion. Not a good idea. Why? I'm going to explain exactly why, how I explain to other people. So tzedakah is something that saves us from death. So if you're going most likely, so a person needs this saving more constant than this once a year. You understand? So I would say, so if it's possible, of course, as these day traders, it was impossible. It's like too much is going on. But once, when they get paid and stuff like that, it would be easier because it's done by computer, right? Once a month, it was reasonable. Okay. But once a year, I mean, it's of course, it's much easier to calculate. From the year before, wherever you started, whatever we have now, right? That's it's straightforward, but you need this tzedakah, the merit of tzedakah more often. It's my personal opinion. Okay, continue. According to the opinion that one may set aside 1 day to calculate the entire earnings for the year, there is a further dispute whether one may do so even if he had the final accounting on a particular business deal. Okay, so it's very interesting, right? So it's not so simple. So okay, even let's say if we go by the second opinion, we say yes, he can calculate at a specific day of the year, but there is a problem. If, as we said, if he finished his business deal, for example, the guy bought, I don't know, he bought somewhere 2 cars and sold them. Okay, that's it. That business deal finished. Or he bought a house, I don't know, renovated and sold it. Okay, that's it. That's he's not going to get any additional money on that house or on these cars. That's it, right? Or whatever merchandise was. So why do we have to wait until the end of the year? So that's the thing. So we also, it was I don't remember what this guy was doing. All right, some similar business, right? Contractor or something. I mean, not contractor in some other field. Okay, that doesn't matter. Self-employed. So he finished job. That's it. He made money. Why should you wait until end of the month even? Right? You made your money, you have to pay. Okay, if it's like jobs like every day, that would be like too much. So maybe semi-monthly calculate, once a month, like but it's a job as we said, he bought cars, sold it. So as soon as you did it, so yeah, you have to separate. So that's why there is a dispute. Some poskim maintain that it would be permitted to wait until the end of the accounting period to allow himself the opportunity to deduct any loss that may occur during the time, which is makes sense. I mean, makes sense in a sense. I'm going to explain myself. Wait until accounting period, so it's going to be like, for example, he has an accountant, a computer, a software, whatever. Somebody is going to calculate for him, like what is the net income. Okay, so meaning out of convenience. However, other poskim disagree and maintain that one may combine profits and losses only when he did not have accounting of the complete business transactions, of completed business transaction. In case where one know how much a transaction earned him, he would be obligated to separate Maaser immediately on what was earned and would not be allowed to wait until the end of the accounting period to deduct any possible future losses. So let's do this paragraph again, because it is very interesting, but it's like it's so logical, it's so straightforward, whatever they say here. So one more time, we're going to explain. However, other poskim disagree. So I mean, wait until the next accounting period, and then in some sense, or what does it mean wait meaning to combine all of them together, right? That's if person doing semi-monthly or once a month or every quarter, whatever is it, I mean, that's understandable. However, other poskim disagree and maintain that one may combine profits and losses only when he did not have accounting of the complete business transactions, meaning maybe they're still in process, right? And he wants, did not finish. So, like, it's not clear what he's making. Okay, but if, like, in my mind, if you go to the accountant and you have this Excel spreadsheet, and you see exactly like what transaction brought you, like if they made like these breakdowns, so, I mean, it's very straightforward. In a case where one know how much transaction earned him, would be obligated to separate Maaser immediately. That's it. I mean, as we said, like he sold the house, he sold the car, the business is done, closed. That's it, right? On immediately on what was earned, and would not be allowed to wait until the end of the accounting period to deduct any profit from future losses. Right? I mean, his personal future losses, meaning from maybe a combination of businesses. Okay. Continue. I mean, it's some kind of inconvenience. So I would say, like, it would depend on a kind of business, right? So the person is, if person is an employee, right? That's very straightforward. So I've been an employee for many years, 20 plus years. So that's it. It's very simple. You know how much is the check, plus minus, like few. Like it's very right. So you know exactly, right? How much you get is very simple. So now we're talking about these business people. Okay. Continue. Generally, most latter-day poskim follow the more lenient opinion and allow one to wait until the end of his accounting year and combine all of the profits and losses from that year and separate Maaser on total. Okay, so most of the latter day poskim, meaning they say that you can do this accounting for like combine once a year. Okay, no problem. Every quarter, once a year, no problem. So I mean, we can follow, but I would say we have to like remember about the spiritual danger, not to separate on time. Needless to say, I remember once I went to an accountant do income taxes, and he started explaining if you do this and that, and and it sounds very interesting. So I asked him, what do you gain? What is it? And he after all this very a long explanation, he said, yeah, well, you're going to pay taxes later. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe for you it makes sense. If I'm going to invest, I don't want to. Okay. So so all of these people who try to act very cleverly, usually it's not working out very well. Usually, right? They spend a lot of time, a lot of energy on trying to save a few pennies, but at the end, it's not worth it. Continue. Needless to say, one who has two or more business venture, and each of them earn a profit, may separate maaser on the total profit. Okay, I'm based on this lenient opinion, right? So combine all of the business. Okay, I'm not sure how you can combine. Maybe. Okay, I mean when you do in income tax, all of the accounting, forget it, income tax and accounting, right? So you do for each business separately, separate entity. Yeah, it's the same owner, but does not matter that you will do separately. So one more time, the whole sentence. Nevertheless, needless to say, one who has two or more business ventures, and each of them earns a profit, may separate maaser on the total profits. Okay, we said that. He does not have to separate maaser from each business separately. Okay, does not have to. Okay, no problem. So if once a year, combined income, no problem. So that's accepted opinion by most of the poskim. It is important to note that even according to the most lenient opinion, if one had already separated maaser from any of his profits, he would not be permitted to deduct the future loss from the total maaser obligation, since the maaser was already separated. Only prior to separating his maaser may he calculate the combine all profits and losses and give maaser on the sum total. It's one of these cases, right? So person first gave, and then he's trying to retract and say maybe I can give less. So one more time, this paragraph. It is important to know that even according to the most lenient opinion, that he can combine profits and losses. If one had already separated maaser from any of his profits, right? So okay, he would not be permitted to deduct the future loss from his total maaser obligation. So meaning you cannot go in two formulas. You have to do according to one formula. If you want to combine all of the profits and losses, then separate, no problem. There is a lenient opinion you can follow. If you want to go according to other opinion and you separate as soon as you have profit, you separate maaser, so that's it. So you have to go by that opinion. So now he cannot separate because he had a good quarter, and then go try to go back and see if he can write off the losses. That's too much. Okay. So one more time. So he would not be permitted to deduct future loss from the total maaser obligation, because it's combination already, since the maaser was already separated. That's it, right? Only prior to or even if he separated completely and then he lost something. So I mean that's also possible. Separated completely and then lost. Okay, one or another, so he already gave and now he wants to give less, I guess. But in some cases, just so you know, so if person overpaid, he did not calculate correctly, so he can use this money for the next obligation, for the next tzedakah obligation, if it was a mistake or something. Okay. Continue. Generally, people give out their Maaser funds weekly or monthly. I mean, as we said, if you paid worker, right, you work for somebody, yes, that's you getting paycheck plus minus the same sum. It's very simple, right? But with these business people, contractors, it's not so simple. It's not like they bad people. It's just too much, right? So weekly or a monthly, and do not wait until the end of the year. Not a good idea. And plus, I would say, like psychologically, it's easier to give out the small sums than the one huge sum, like at the end of the year. So then you're going to have doubts. But if you give from each check, from each month, like semi-monthly, like that would be easier, much easier. Okay. This being the case, one would not be permitted to combine all of the profits and losses for the year, since Maaser was already distributed. Okay, so like if he would separate Maaser on a monthly basis, like on a semi-weekly basis, let's say, right, and then in 1 month he would incur the losses. That's it. I mean, maybe that month he can lower his Maaser, but still he cannot subtract from wherever he paid before, right? So no, I overpaid because I have this loss. Absolutely not. Why? Because the Maaser was already taken. That's a done deal. In order to circumvent this problem, the Chafetz Chaim suggests the following: at the time of the original acceptance, one should subscribe to the custom, separating Maaser based on the projected earnings, so that at the end of the year, when an accurate accounting of the total income can be made, he may adjust the Maaser accordingly. That's a brilliant idea. So, of course, what else can come from Chafetz Chaim, Holy Chafetz Chaim, right? So he said, do approximately, right? So, I mean, do, as he said, projection, and then meaning with thought in the mind that I and then the year I would do adjustment. So if I need more, so I would pay more. If I took loss, so it's going to be like I have a credit for the next year, which is very, very interesting, right? Same we do with taxes, right? When we pay taxes, like it's approximate. Sometimes the people get tax return. Why you get tax return? It's not because you because you overpaid for something. So you paid so much taxes, or every approximation. Of course you cannot apply all the formula, and even in a job. So my accountant always say pay a little more, and he was he would always used to tell me how much tell my human resources that they have to withdraw. And 1 year I forgot. Was it I forgot? Yes. So I forgot to tell them. I don't know what happened. No, it was not that. It was after I stopped working. They were still giving me money, but they did not take care of this of the taxes. So they assume it's my responsibility, but no, nobody told me. So I did not pay any taxes. At the end of the year, I have to pay penalty, because it's like you withhold the money from the government. That's how it works, right? That's how accountant told me. So you withhold the money from the government. The money, in some sense, the government now has to go somewhere borrow the money. So it's like compensation, right? You have to pay penalty. So in some sense, they could have used this. And remember, always this tzedakah is for poor people, right? For institution. If you're going to wait until the end of the year to make very precise calculations, maybe some people are going to die from starvation, right? Or some people would not be able to pay for yeshiva or something like that. Yeah, so it's not a good idea. But Chafetz Chaim said, do approximation. Say in your mind, it's approximation. So, and I would do the final accounting at the end of the year, which is brilliant. Continue. If it turned out that one gave more Maaser than the amount he was obligated, he may then deduct an extra amount from the following year's Maaser obligation. Right, as we said, that's because it's not like you intended. If you intended to give, for example, to 20%, and now you said no, I'm going to give 11%. So that's too late. You cannot take it back, right? But if you were planning to give 10%, 11%, let's say, and you gave 13, so that's like it was a mistake on your side, no problem. So you can use it as a credit. For example, one who gave 5,000 as Maaser throughout the year, and the end of the year, when calculating his profit and losses, discovered that he earned 40,000, which would obligate him to give only 4,000 in Maaser, would then be allowed to count an extra 1,000 toward the next year Maaser obligation. So it's like he's taking money from somewhere, like he gives himself a credit for next year, no problem. Okay, so it's any questions on what we said? Let me know. No questions? Okay. So let me just quickly check time. Okay, we have time. Okay, so next one. Accounting period when? Okay, it's H. As we have established, one may calculate together all profits and losses from the year. Okay. The early poskim have suggested using Rosh Hashanah as a cutoff date from the accounting year. However, the latter day poskim maintain that one may select any day which is convenient for him to determine his accounting period. For example, one may choose January 1st, December 31st, since there is an accounting period that uses to determine his taxes. Okay, so let's do it again and we're going to explain. As we have established, one may calculate together all profit and losses from the year, meaning once a year. As we said, there is a poskim allowed, no problem. We can rely on this. The early poskim have suggested using Rosh Hashanah as a cutoff date for the counting of the year. So meaning Rosh Hashanah is a new Jewish year, and we know that Hashem is giving us parnasa from Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah. So since it came from him, it's like logical. Is right to do from Rosh Hashanah. But again, maybe like to do all the calculation takes very long time. Somebody have complicated business or something, right? However, the latter day poskim maintain that one may select any date which is convenient for him to determine his accounting period, right? For example, January 1st, 31st, or for example, for taxes purposes. Anyway, if a person is going to do his annual taxes, it could be February, March, or whatever a person does. So that does not mean that the January 1st or the December 31st. Okay, so any date. Okay. Continue. Taxes. As we established, the reason one may, right, deduct his business expenses prior to separating Maaser is that any amount of money he had to spend to operate his business is not considered money earned, right? Which is makes perfect sense, right? For example, he had to pay taxes on the business, on the salaries of employee, like. Right, he had to spend all this money to get the net. Okay, this concept would also apply to any taxes that the government imposes on one's earnings. Okay, because like you never saw this money, right? So, for example, if you work for a company, they give you a check and they give you like a little breakdown to what they withhold from your check. Like there's no, it's out of your control. It would not matter. It would not matter if one received his paycheck with the taxes already deducted, or one had to pay the taxes themselves, right? So some bosses, like in a smaller company, they don't want to deal with that. It's too much headache. So they give you the whole amount, and then you have to calculate yourself. I mean, of course, you go to professional, but technically they say it's less headache for them. They give you a complete amount, gross. Okay, no problem, right? So that doesn't matter, like if they withhold these taxes from you, or you pay at the end of the I don't know, you pay it yourself. I'm not sure how often they have to file. Maybe every 4 months. I don't know. I don't know. So, but these taxes can be taken off. In any event, one may deduct his taxes prior to separated Maaser. Okay, so that's clear. Taxes, like, it's not your money; it's whatever you have to pay to earn this money. However, this only applies to the certain taxes, as will be explained below. So not all of the taxes you can write off. So let's see. A. Social Security tax, disability insurance. Social Security tax, which government deducts, and disability insurance, which government requires one to pay. One may deduct prior to separating Maaser, since one does not actually receive this money. So I think this disability insurance, like it is like some amount is obligatory, and some amounts like extra, if somebody wants. Like for example, they're going to pay like 60%, like after like first 2 months they're going to pay completely, and after they're going to not to pay, or pay 50%. But if you want to, like for a year, you want 100% salary, so you have to pay extra. So for this insurance, but there is a minimum requirement. So like it's not your decision. That is a government decision. So they just take the money. Okay, and we don't get it. Okay. However, since the money is being set aside for when one becomes older, meaning this Social Security, right? At that time, when those funds are received, one would be obligated to separate Maaser from them, since they're considered to be next. Okay, apologize. Sorry, somebody called me. This Social Security taxes are our pensions, right? So they don't ask you; they just take the pensions out, and even though you don't pay now, right, because you don't get this money, but when you're going to get this money, when person retires, Beezrat Hashem, so we should live to that age, so that is going to be new money. It's very important, new money. And the same with other retirement funds, 401k, IRA funds. Like you invest, they don't take any taxes, but when you get the money, you pay some taxes. I'm not sure if they're going to give discount like seniors. I'm not sure if it's going to be complete taxes or not. But until then, this money may they invested, into, I don't know what they invested. 401k, you can invest whatever you want, IRA into whatever you want. So in the meantime, they're making money. So this tax is actually it's a lot. I'm not sure, like 20%, 25%. So it's a lot of money, a lot extra, and then make you extra money, right? But when you get this money when you retired, so you would need to pay the taxes. Continue. Next one, income tax. Any federal, provincial, state, county, or city taxes that are placed on an individual income tax may be deducted prior to separating Maaser, since the money is considered never earned, right? So this, we don't talking about what is it? Real estate tax. We're talking about income tax, right? Federal. So federal is one. Provincial, and some of them they have state, county, or city. So we had to pay all of them. It's very interesting, right? So all of these taxes, a place individual income tax may be deducted prior to separating Maaser, since the money is considered to be never earned, right? Meaning what? You never saw this money. That's it. They just took all the taxes, or you paid, for example, some that's one of the examples. So I mean, they allow you to underpay a little. I'm not sure how much how many percent, but if you underpaid, like I don't know how many percent, they would fine you. So it's not a good idea. So as I say, counter always say like pay extra. So it's better to receive a return, like even not big, but then to owe government anything. Okay. Any questions before we continue? It's clear. Okay, no problem. So we continue. So next one is sales tax, real estate tax. Any tax that that one incur when purchasing the item may not be deducted prior to separating Maaser. So right, so I mean we're not obligated to buy these items. Therefore, any sales tax on a personal item or real estate taxes on a personal residence may not be deducted. I mean you have to live somewhere. sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, so those can those you cannot deduct, and sometimes real estate tax, it's a lot of money, a lot. Okay. However, sales tax on all items purchased. Okay, so we continue. So the sales tax on the item purchased for the business are deductible as a business expense. That's understandable, right? Similar one is permitted to deduct real estate taxes for a home purchase for investment purposes prior to separating Maaser. So as I said, when you buy something, that doesn't matter, you buy it for yourself or you buy it for business, so you have to pay government taxes. So this tax, since it is investment, you can write off. If it's for your own apartment, you cannot. There are some poskim who maintain that if one is under the financial hardship, he may even deduct personal sales tax and real estate taxes prior to separating Maaser. And if one feels that he falls into this category, should consult Rav. So I mean that's in Israel, I think they have like 16 or 17% tax. That's a lot. Okay, where I live, it's almost 9%. So it's like 9% is a lot, but double it. Right? Okay, so of course, I mean, he said if needed, meaning it's not like he's not paying Maaser. Yeah, so there is some leniency that allows a person into this hardship to deduct this real estate tax, all of this other like sales tax, personal sales tax, like in this sense is not like the person is not paying the Maaser. You know, he's given Maaser, but he's given Maaser a little like according to halacha, according to lenient opinion. Okay. So next one, benefiting through tzedakah. One who is benefited by giving tzedakah because he ends up paying less taxes is not obligated to give that profits to tzedakah. Therefore, if one would have to pay $10,000 in taxes, and in taxes, had he not given tzedakah, but because of his tzedakah he gave, he must pay only 7,000. He's not obligated to give profit of 3,000 of tzedakah. So I mean it's very interesting, right? So in many instances this tzedakah is tax deductible. So and of course, you have to talk to account, like how much you can write off. Of course, it depends on your income. There is after some level, that doesn't matter. You can give more, but you would not be able to write off your tzedakah, right? So even though you benefited, like you save some money, like with this tzedakah, but meaning that you pay less taxes, but it's not you're not obligated to give it this saved money to tzedakah. Okay, no problem. Next one is household expenses. There is a dispute among the poskim whether one may deduct his household expenses from his earnings prior to separating maaser. Some poskim hold that one is permitted to deduct the personal expenses before separating maaser. However, the majority of the poskim maintain that one is not allowed to deduct such expenses. One second, let me see if continuation. I'm not sure, tell the truth. I mean, it's on the next page. We're going to see why would this poskim allow, I mean, we need to see the rationale to deduct one household expenses from his earnings prior to separating tzedakah. Okay, I'm not sure, so let's see. So, but majority would not allow it. Okay, whatever they not allowed is make sense. But let's see. Therefore, if one who earns 1,000 a month and has living expenses which include rent, utilities, food, clothing, other basic necessities totaling 800, would not be permitted to deduct 800 prior to separated maaser. He has to separate maaser from his net earnings on 1,000. One should follow the most stringent opinion. I mean, I heard from some people, I'm not sure where they heard it from, but I guess from here, I'm not sure who said it. That you can deduct your expenses for in this specific case. So net earnings 1,000, expenses 800. So he wants to give $20 basically. That's the idea. 1,000 minus 800 and 10% is $20. Okay. I mean, many people they live above their means, but it does not help them. For example, so you cannot write off your rent. Like you can rent a tiny house, apartment. You can have huge villa or something. Is it going to help you? It's not going to help you. You cannot write off anything, right? Who told you to do that? Okay. This is the case only when maaser is separated. He will have enough to live on. However, if after the separated maaser from his total earnings, he will not have enough for his basic necessities, then he is not obligated to give the full amount to maaser. So here is a leniency because, as it says, we have to live by the Torah, meaning live and not die by the Torah. But if person does not have for his basic necessity, of course, different people define their basic necessity differently. But let's say really basic necessity, some basic food, some basic rent, basic clothing, and no luxuries. Yeah. So then a person is not obligated to give this tzedakah to begin with. As we said, there is the third opinion was that it's a custom. Right. Of course, of course, we don't go readily by that opinion, but just so we know, there is such a thing. Okay. Any expense one incurs due to the feeding or providing for the poor in his home is certainly permitted to be deducted prior to separating maaser. For example, you have some poor person that eats by you every Friday night. Okay, of course. That's for sure maaser. So you can, I'm not sure if it's going to add up to a big bill, but for sure you can separate that's tzedakah 100%. Okay, the next one, L. It's actually the last one in this chapter. It's a very long chapter. Baruch Hashem. It's deducting accrued interest. Lending money to those in need is a mitzvah of the Torah. As a pasuk enjoys us, when you will lend money to my people. So Hashem said, no, it's not a good idea. He does not say it's a good idea. When you will lend, meaning that's the order, right? And I think it's one of 613 mitzvahs. It says in Shmos 22:24, in order to facilitate a loan, it is not uncommon for the lender to withdraw the necessary funds from the interest-bearing account. Okay, so meaning he had some account. He was making, let's say, 5% a year, and now somebody wants to get this money. So meaning that this person is going to lose at least, right, this 5%. This is a result in the lender losing any future accrued interest. May this lost interest be deducted from one's maaser. So we're not talking about taking interest from another side. That's what we learn. We're going to continue tomorrow with the laws of interest. That's like ribis. That's a separate story. It's not allowed. But he said, if I'm going to lose this amount, whatever amount, can I write as a losses from my maaser? Very interesting. In the event that the borrower is poor and thereby eligible to receive maaser funds, the lender may be permitted to deduct the loss in double quotes, from the maaser funds in a certain circumstances. So meaning if a person is a poor, so he's in that category that of the people that we must lend the money, right? Then it is mitzvah. If somebody is borrowing money from me and he wants to build an extension to his house or do remodeling, that's I'm not sure if it's a mitzvah. Of course, I mean it's not. I'm not sure you will be able to write this off, right? But for poor people, for sure. Okay. Continue. If the potential loss is a substantial substantial one, he's permitted to make maaser deduction. So meaning, I don't know, maybe he gave like $20,000 and he was making, I don't know, somehow, don't ask me how, 15% a year. Okay, maybe it's possible, right? Possible, okay. So yeah, so like it's huge. Okay. However, where the potential loss is negligible, it is questioned whether one may make this deduction, since one is mandated by the Torah to lend money, regardless of maaser funds may not be used to fulfill the otherwise mandated mitzvah obligation. See chapter 14. So it's very interesting statement. So first we said, if it's negligible amount, just don't go into this, like just let it go, right? Why? Because do not separate from maaser. Why? Because if it's a poor person and it's a Torah commandment to lend, so to let this poor person, so meaning that you're doing the mitzvah, and we're not allowed to use our money from maaser for our own mitzvah. You understand? So we cannot, for example, I cannot buy tefillin with my maaser money. Okay, maybe if a person is very poor, something, yes, but or a lulav for esrog, where we cannot do that. Even books, we're not allowed to buy, as we said before. Right? Not if I'm going to use these books and I'm going to lend to other people who cannot afford otherwise, that's a different story. But otherwise, we cannot do that, right? Because we cannot use the money of maaser to do a mitzvah. Continue. The reason why there may be difference in a din between the substantial and negligible loss is due to the fact that the mitzvah to lend money does not stipulate dollar amount. Consequently, a substantial loan may be considered above and beyond the mitzvah obligation. In this regard, the substantial or negligible loss is relative to the resources of the lender. A Rav should be consulted. That's amazing explanation. So let's read it again and we're going to explain. So first we said he would be allowed to write off. Then we said if it's a lot, if it's a little, don't do that. Why? We're going to explain one more time. The reason why there may be a difference between the din is like judgment, between the substantial negligible loss is due to the fact that mitzvah to lend money does not stipulate dollar amount. So he needs 10,000, and I can give him loan for $10. Okay, right? It's also loan. Is it not enough? Okay, it's not enough. But did I fulfill the obligation to give him a loan when he asked? Yes. Right, because there is no stipulation what amount, right? So of course it's based on the lender, right? The ability of the lender. Consequently, substantial loss may be considered above beyond mitzvah obligation. So meaning, so he is asking me for 10,000. Maybe I can afford 500, right? So, but if I gave took all of my savings, I gave it to him. So it was not there is no such a mitzvah. Understand? That's why it's so the money is not taken from the mitzvah, money is taken from extra. Okay. In this regard, substantial negligible loss is relative to resources of the lender, of course. So when person is doing the mitzvah, he cannot write off. But if he's doing a chesed, like a favor to somebody, yes, you can write off. Okay. So let's see. Okay, we're over time, but. So next chapter, so we finished chapter 13. Next chapter is additional uses for Maaser funds. We're going to see. Okay. Any questions on what we said? And in this chapter, we would see supporting children. That's the most popular question I was asked. Can I pay from my children's yeshiva from Maaser? That's a famous we're going to discuss Beezrat Hashem. Okay. Any questions?
Robert?
Yes, go ahead.
So we have some questions on the board, but they are off topic.
Yeah, go ahead. Any topic is good. This topic.
Okay, so the first one, I think actually we have a question that was related to the topic of Shmiras Haloshon, I guess.
Okay, go ahead. Yes.
I mean, since Torah mentioned the issue of Lavan and the things of
Yes.
transitional Torah, if one notices that our work was stolen or modified for the benefit of others without our permission, are we allowed to defend our work and say that our work is the original?
Could you read it again? So the work was stolen, and can you fight to get it back, to say that it's original? Okay, go ahead. Well, one more time, please.
Yeah. Yes, basically. I mean, it says was either stolen or modified for the benefit of others.
I mean, I would ask for a like specific example. I mean, it's the issue is too broad. Was it for example, music or something like, I don't know, some?
For instance, artwork.
Ooh, artwork. Wow. So somebody stole our artwork and use it for their benefit to make money. Of course, we have a right to protest. Absolutely, 100%. Yes. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. Because it is a theft, 100%.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So next question, question about shatnez. Is the wool in the prohibition of shatnez referring only to the wool of sheep, or is it all, or it also includes the wool of goats and others?
That's a very good question. I think it's a wool of sheep, but we need to double check. It's a very good question. I mean, I personally, I never saw something like made of wool of goats. Maybe they do. Maybe it's very expensive. I don't know. But usually it's wool of sheep. We have to double check. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
question, the last question about divorce. Since there would be severe retribution for a husband who did not keep his vow, is it a valid reason to request a get as the wife is afraid to die?
Why is she afraid to die? Okay, one more time, please. I didn't get it. Sorry. Today we have difficult questions. Okay. So again, please.
So since there would be severe retribution for a husband who did not keep his vow,
Okay.
is it a valid reason to request a get as the wife is afraid to die?
Okay, so that's very interesting question. So let me explain the question, so we will all be on the same page. So Yirat says somebody who is not a man, who does not keep his word. So guess what? His children are going to die, right? Or his wife. He does not have young children. His wife is going to die. So like his property, right? It means, right? Young children are property of the man, not the woman, and his wife is his acquisition. So the question if she has such a shmendrik husband, he like to swear, like to promise and never keep his promises. So and she's afraid of for her life. Is she allowed to ask for divorce? I mean, it's a good question. Are they going to grant her divorce? Maybe yes, maybe no. It's not like the danger is not imminent. There is no guarantee that everybody who is going to not keep their promise, the children are going to die, or the wife is going to die. So it's since there are many other circumstances that are taken into consideration by Hashem, so there is no imminent danger. It's not like you play with dynamite and it's going to explode for sure, or a grenade or something. Here is maybe it's not going to. Maybe he's going to die first from him smoking, or from his from truck is going to run him over, right? So I don't think it's Beis Din is going to agree.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. Question about punishment of violating a vow.
Mm-hmm.
We learned the punishment for violating a vow is losing his wife beneath him.
Well, who is going to be beneath him? I didn't get. What is it?
We learned the punishment for violating a vow is losing his wife beneath him.
Losing his wife beneath him? What does it mean?
So does it mean if the wife is a rebellious, wicked wife, she's not going to die because she's not beneath him?
I'm not sure if somebody who has this question, please clarify. I mean, I'm not sure what's the question. Sorry. More detail. The more details you give, the example you give, it would be the better. Okay, go ahead. Let's do next question, please.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. Thank you for the Shiur question. What was the purpose of sodom salt in the incense offering?
Sodom salt and incense after, and that was the formula. How about other things? I mean, that's Hashem gave us formula. That's a secret mixture. You understand? So, I mean, maybe Kabbalah discuss it every element, but I'm not aware of it.
Thank you, Robert.
You're welcome.
I guess earlier questions.
Mhm.
Someone's actually telling me on the board. I'm gonna scroll all the way up. Then, sorry about that, guys. This board sometimes gets very confusing. Okay, so Shalom Kohav. Question about Shabbos.
Mhm.
If we want to make Shabbos soap detergent at home, how fluid the detergent needs to be?
It's a fluid. It's just sometimes people over exaggerate, and for example, they sell kosher soap. It's too much water in that soap. Too much. I mean, but some soaps. So what we bought before, like I don't know, maybe not more an expensive end. I mean, I don't know, but they're almost like a cream. You understand? For sure. I mean, it's flowing, but like a very rich soap. That's too much. So that soap we actually had to we had to add some water to dilute it. But other soap more like on a fluid side, they you don't have to dilute. You can use it as it is. So unless again it's like almost like a cream that you liquidy cream, I would say.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, friend just clarified the issue of the wife beneath him.
Yes.
I read these from Me'am Loes, and this is the explanation of why one cannot use, in violating a vow to get rid of his wicked wife. Okay. This is the explanation of why one cannot use a violating vow to get rid of his wicked wife.
Okay, so I mean, it sounds to me like a statement. So meaning what that person, if he going to make a vow, and his wife is going to die, so he cannot get rid of his wife by making vows. So it's a statement, I guess, more on the statement side. But technically, a person can get rid of his vow. A man for many reasons, right? So Shulchan Aruch says even if she burned his food, okay, even though, right? So of course, and our sages explain that there are other reasons, but in a Beis Din they would use because she burned his food, not to embarrass her, because if you tell people that this excuse, they would think that he's crazy. No problem, right? So she would be able to remarry. But if something more significant, there is significant issue with her, so the chances for her to remarry would shrink a lot. But I mean, the famous question is if she's not modest. So what is not modest? She goes without head covering to the market, to the public place. And Shulchan Aruch said that it's not a divorce. It's not even divorce. That the whole marriage is dissolved. Why is it dissolved? Because when under the chuppah, Rabbi is the officiating rabbi, so he said, and you're going to get married according to the laws of Moshe and Jewish people, right? And the law according to Moshe and Jewish people that married woman goes out with her hair covered, and she's not prutza, she's all covered. So if she's like this, so you can you're allowed to divorce her. The only thing today is if you already married her like this, so you cannot call her rebellious wife and just kick you out. It's not going to work. Or if person, for example, when they married, they were not very observant, and now they became, right. And he wants her to dress more modestly, and she's not ready yet. So it's not grounds for divorce, because when she was married him, it was not like one of the conditions. So if she would retract, if she would know that he would ask force her to dress modestly, so she would say no. You understand? So it's not such an easy issue. But if she was modest to begin with, and then she's trying to became a rebellious wife, so that's that's a ground for divorce for sure. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. Question about praying. When a woman is praying in the woman's section of a shul, and there is a woman in front of her with a wig, is she allowed to bow since it's Avodah zarah? What about Chas v'Shalom, a married woman with an uncovered hair or body?
Uncovered hair, and the third one was what? Last one?
Body. The body.
Oh, body, uncovered. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, so three questions, right? So first, three different things. So first is this this week that might be from Avodah zarah, so we don't bow to the week, right? We just bow to Hashem in prayer. So it's not bowing to the week, so there is no problem whatsoever. But if person feels uncomfortable anyway, so it's not halacha, but if person can feel uncomfortable, you can stand on the same level, or if possible go in front, next to the wall or something. So the best is to pray next to the wall. The best of the best. And many times it's those spots are empty. People like to sit in the back where all of the popular people sit, but next to the wall, nobody wants to pray most of the time. So even though it would not look maybe some people would say maybe pretentious, some don't listen to other people, don't pay attention. You start praying there by the wall or by some corner, one time, two times, after a few weeks, after a few months, nobody's going to pay attention what we're doing. Right? But technically there is no problem again that you're not bowing to the weak. And about if next one, actually I said two, but it's actually the same. If it's considered unmarried married woman, Jewish woman without head covering, it's nakedness. Doesn't matter if she her hands open or in the front are open, is legs open or no hair not covered, so it's nakedness. It's one of the and the same. So even though she's not allowed to walk like this outside, of course, but to the other woman is not considered to be nakedness. This is nakedness. It's only to men, but not to another woman. So to another woman, so if two girls together in one room, so only the private area is it's going to be nakedness. Others are not. So and only if you see this, if she can see this part. So basically, if she sits, there is no problem. Okay, and it is nakedness also to herself. So basically, a woman can pray. Not dress, but it's not proper, but it's not nakedness, right? For men, yes. So for men, even his own wife, right? She can walk without head covering in the house. There's no problem. Of course, the windows closed. So nobody can see her from outside, and she can walk in. I don't know what was she dressed in, shorts. Let's say, is it problem? There is no problem whatsoever. Right, because she's in the house. But can he pray? No. Can he say Birchas Hamazon when she's there? No. He has to turn the whole body. There is lenient opinion, but it's very, very lenient, and we try not to rely that one can close his eyes or to turn just his head. usually it's not enough. Right? You have to turn the whole body from her. So she's there, so you have to turn face another way. And it's your wife. It's not like, yeah, it's your wife, right? But it doesn't matter. She's nidan, not nidan, so you have to turn the other way. So the problem is all of, as I said before, with kiruv, right? We try to invite these people. Of course, I would ask my wife, so talk to this lady and say that she must come dressed. Or, for example, she does not know her, so I would talk to her husband and said, please, this and that in our house, we try this, that, and I explained, and he said yes, and she said yes, and everybody said yes, and then she comes not dressed. So of course my wife would provide something, but sometimes this lady, no, it's too high. I don't like to wear other people things. Okay, but we ask you to wear your own things, like why, like your own clothes. So now she's behaving. So of course, I mean, I would do like Baruch Hashem for my nearsightedness. So I would take my glasses off. I don't see much, and I would put siddur like this kiddush or something like I never saw in my life. You understand? Trying to read from the book. So that's for sure. That's a blockage. That's a separation. Book is the best separation. So that's the best. You understand? But for other people who like are not ready, like in shock, so they cannot face like. But and plus you cannot say the dvar b'kedusha, right? These words of holiness facing this nakedness. Erva. Right, so like her head, this married woman head is not covered. It's error for us, nakedness. Understand? So people, and unfortunately, some people when they get like used to it and they do not care, which is absolutely big issue. Right, when people do not care. So when they lose sensitivity, that's a big problem. That's a big problem. Okay. So technically, again, so she can pray behind another woman, preferable. So Shulchan Aruch said the best way, the best of the best prayer is in front of the wall. So in my shul where I pray, I'm the only one praying all week next to the wall, and then on Shabbos and another person, my neighbor comes, he also like to pray. So what they do, they put the bookcases. I don't know, there is huge shul, but they put the bookcase where I stand. Baruch Hashem, I mean, it's there is still aisle, there is still where I stand next to bookcase, there is a room behind me to walk. So Baruch Hashem, I mean, first I get a little upset, like you have such a cute shul, you put the bookcases like where I stand, like everybody knows that it's my spot, but I now I'm taking advantage. I have all of my shelves, I have chumash there, siddur here or opposite. So yeah, understand. So even there are books again. So somebody like making joke. Yeah, now he's going to bow to the books. I'm not bowing to the books. Right? The bookcase is just separation. Like I'm bowing to the direction. I am not looking at the books. The books are like in front, like on my eye level is Talmud Bavli, just so you know, like that's the books. On the higher, like a little higher, I have Tanakh, like all of the separate books with commentary. It's not like some secular books. It's a synagogue. Okay, so the best pray to the next to something blank or like any wall. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
There's more questions in between, but someone just wrote a question in regards to this topic. Since women have no obligation to pray in shul, if people talk in the local shul and women dress immodestly there, should she still go and pray in shul?
No.
Or it's better to pray home alone?
Of course, home alone. I mean, so just one of the other things that we must remember, there is one of 613 mitzvot that you have to rebuke your fellow. So I have to rebuke my fellow only if I'm there. If I'm not going to go to all of these gay parades, Jewish gay parade, and rebuke everybody. You understand? So it's not my obligation. So, but if I'm there, I cannot just stand and wave them something, right? I have to rebuke them hard. So if she goes to such a place, she must tell them something and stop them, because the immodesty is only first step. Second step, they're going to talk when they read in Torah, and how long they're going to talk non-stop. Most of them. I mean, that's what in my shul. I mean, I think it's ended. Like in many shuls, they come, they socialize, they sit together. So I mean, there is so much space. If they want to, if they would come to shul to pray, as I said, there is a wall and women's section. I don't know how many feet. There is so like so much free space. If you want your privacy, like there is you can pray next to the window, on your right. There is a window sill. You can put your books. Like it's so much like. Such a beautiful shul, such a beautiful place, but then you see, like they sit all together, like this group and that group. Of course, they did not come there to pray. Unfortunately, some do, but some of them not. So it's better not to go. And what we can do? So like if you like, it's also for men, so a person cannot get to shul. I'm not talking about men, because women can pray in their own time. So we try to coincide our prayer with the prayer of the community. So if I know that they pray 6:45 in the morning, let's say, or on Shabbos they start at 8:45, 9, whatever they start. So I'm trying to start with that. For example, somebody is sick, this and that, cannot go, he has to watch the kids, whatever the thing is, he cannot go, wife does not feel good, so no problem. So you can start, pray with them, right? Pray with them. The only issue is, as we learned just recently, is praying alone on Rosh Hashanah, Musaf. So Musaf in the first 3 hours is the time of judgment. Right, first 3 hours of the day, they calculates from daybreak until nightfall, or according to one opinion, according to the second opinion, from a sunset until sundown. So two different opinions. We're not going to go into it, but so we calculate these three hours of the day. So the whole light day is divided into 12 parts, seasonal hour we call it, and then 3 parts. So it says the first 3 hours is the time of judgment, when Hashem judges. Right, and when person, I'm talking about men, prays with a minyan. So with the minyan, it's much better, because we use combined merits of people. And one person, when a person prays individually, that's the problem, right? Because his merit scrutinizes up in heaven. So it's not a good idea to separate. But our sages say, if this person coincide his prayer with the prayer of the community, plus minus, so that's then no problem. For example, in my shul, they watch the clock. They know exactly. So as I heard a few times, when a new guy would pray, Gabbai would come and say, look, by this time you have to this in this place for the prayer, but this time in this place, and he said 5 minutes extra, it's not acceptable in this way. And everywhere he's so like so, and everybody would get scared, and then they would pray exactly as he said. Okay, it's a little faster than that for some people, but that's what it is. So basically, with community like that, when it starts on a dot and finish on a dot, so you can count, you can be in your living room, right, and you can pray with them. You know exactly what they start Shmiras. Exactly. Very interesting, because they have a show policy. Okay, right, but woman can pray by herself. So, and I guess in the house, less distraction. The one thing is very important for men and for women. You have to establish your personal praying place. Wherever you pray in the house, whatever is it, it must be the same place every day, because Hashem hears the call from the same place. And if you go to the shul, try to also establish your own place. So if a person can go, like some people, shul hopping, they would go to 3 different shuls. Okay, it's not proper, but that's what you do. So in every shul, have your own place, right? And same in the house. Don't switch places. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay, so can go back to the other questions. Shalom Kalav. Good Kalav. Please give us some information on the impact of a solar eclipse. I believe there's a total eclipse coming up on Monday.
It's in Talmud Rosh Hashanah. I remember learning, but don't remember details. So but basically, it's not good. Basically, it's a solar eclipse, right? So a solar eclipse is not good for the nations, basically, because that's a little bit I don't remember. So because they represented the sun, right? They are going according to the solar calendar, and the moon eclipse is not good for Jewish people because we go according to the moon. But the big thing is, I remember reading. Unfortunately, I don't remember what it says there. But I mean, beside these few things, but great thing like do teshuva, right? So Hashem would bring all of the disasters in the world, to show Jewish people that I'm serious, and this should happen to you, my people. But you have to pay attention. I brought it to other nations. You understand? It's like suffering. So in one of my classes, we have students, and they say like, can I have my phone on Shabbos? I said, why would you have like? It's everybody knows this question. Like, so no, because we have sirens. So they live in these countries. They have like sirens going. So I told them like, I don't know, they have Telegram channel. So I said, okay, leave your computer on the whole Shabbos, and that's it. You don't have to open your phone every time to see if there is any danger or something. So just make sure that your computer does not go to sleep, or there is a sleep mode, like cancel it completely, and that's it. Understand? So this, and it's not in Israel; it's in different country, right? So some people shoot at them. You understand? So that's all of these things, the eclipse, shooting at them, this and that. So they have to like do teshuva, and Hashem is serious. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So I was wondering in Psalms 121 when David HaMelech said that during the day the sun won't hurt you, nor the moon at night. Is this the part of the sun? Is it referring perhaps to the nations?
We have to see commentary. I don't want to comment on this. I mean, no. We have to see the commentary.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So,
and while we're looking, so Beezrat Hashem, I'm going to show you one idea today, one commentary that one piece like was missing for me for many years. I knew this and then this part, I knew that part, but one piece that connect them together I did not know until today. So Beezrat Hashem, you're going to enjoy it. Okay. So sometimes you just like to draw the conclusions. Like somebody, my wife said, but you say you know. I said I don't know. Said yes, you know. Like why do you think that I know everything? Like I said, let's continue reading, and maybe we're going to find out. Maybe next month. Like just if you don't know, it's better to say I don't know that give a wrong answer. Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Someone asked something about the eclipse. About the Haloshon of pertaining the solar eclipse. Would it be better to escape its path? If we enter its path to work where we have a more established reputation?
I mean, I get the question. So, toward the path of the eclipse, so the eclipse this way, so don't cross the way of the sun. I'm not sure. Is it the question?
I'm not sure either. I can read it again.
But I mean, but let me just ask in general. So we don't believe in these things, like even though they have effect in the world, it's actually I would not find it, but it's in this Talmud actually. So only the nation of the world that they should be concerned. We're concerned about the shul serving Hashem, right? And then the person said that there is a power beside Hashem. Oh, now I remember. We learned it in Sefer. There is a mitzvah about to put to death the idol word, not idol, the sorcerer, right? And they say the sorcerers. How does the sorcery work? Of course, the eclipse is not the sorcery, right? But in general, how the sorcery work? They combine two powers, like mixing of two powers, and there is a mixture. They combine, like they mixed up the forces of nature, and they by this mixing they can produce some result. So that's why Hashem said they go against me. So I'm in nature. I establish my will in this world, and these things, like all of this, like they always do some kilayim, some blood mixed with seed, some crazy things are mixed in order to produce what they want, and that's not what they want. Like that's not what we do. We have Hashem, we believe in Him, we try to serve Him, and we know that beside Him nobody can damage us. Doesn't matter how much they want and how much they try. That's it.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Our friend just said, if we are in the path of the eclipse, should we leave this area if we're in this area merely for financial pursuits?
I don't think person should concern himself with this thing. Staring on it would be a problem. So don't stare. I saw they send us advertisement of glasses. You can buy certified glasses. I found out about eclipse 2 days ago when they say a Friday afternoon they send us advertisement of glasses. I said, why do you need glasses? Eclipse glasses. That's when I found out. Okay. So don't stare, because staring on this it's a problem for sure. Right? It's the same as staring at the rainbow. Right? So of course, we have a separate mitzvah to make a blessing on the rainbow, that Hashem remember His covenant not to destroy the world. But you quickly look and that's it, and you continue reading unless you know by heart the text, and that's it. And you're not allowed to come to people and say, "Oh, I saw the rainbow. You wanna go make the blessing?" No, it's like you inviting them, so it's a bad sign. So you can say it's like I made blessing on the rainbow. Okay, that's it. That's it. But don't tell them what to do, and not allowed to stare. So same as this eclipse is don't stare, because when a person stares, it's like he's shown the chutzpah, right? Same with all of these people were punished in the time of Eli Hagadol, in the time of Shmuel, when Plishtim stole our ark. Right, ark was a tablets they stole, and they had all of these disasters happening to them, and they figured out it because of the ark, and they decided to return this ark, and they returned with the gifts and they put in a carriage, and two cows were like pulling the carriage, and somehow miraculously they didn't know where to go, and people who were working in the field, they stopped working, and they were like shocked with the view, and they continued standing, and that's many of them died. Many of them died because of disrespect. Right? Same with us. So Hashem is doing something, so don't look. Okay.
Hey, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, next question. I thought that we can't impose vows and conditions that are already halacha. Since shatnez is on the level of a mitzvah, wouldn't it not matter what unspoken agreement a couple got married with when they were less religious? The obligation remains, and so the grounds for divorce also remain?
That's a very good question. So let me just repeat the question. So the question is like the logic is behind this question. So we have halacha, and we're not allowed to like, if it's positive, for example, positive mitzvah, so we're not allowed to make a vow. So a person cannot say, I'm vow that I'm going to from tomorrow on I'm going to put tefillin every morning. Right? It's one of the things is it's actually also one of the Sefer that's empty vow. Right? It's like in vain. Like the person is going to be punished. Why? Because he's not allowed to vow about this or another vow. Like he said for like he would show you the gold ring and said, I swear that it's gold ring. Like it's absolutely useless. Or he would say like point at the wood and said this is silver. Okay, so all of these things I mean, swear that it's silver. It's all useless vows. So the question is, so basically they were obligated. So she was obligated to be modest, right? But she was not. Yeah, she's obligated, but she was not. And so, for example, I'll give you an example. Somebody buys something like used, I don't know, bicycle, right? And then he, when he gets the bicycle, so he bought as it is, or she bought as it is, and then they see some screws are missing. Okay, can I don't know, they were loose when they bought it, and they lost it completely. So can they go back and say, give me my money back? Absolutely not. So it's as it is. So there is such a thing as it is. So you want to buy it, buy it. You want to go buy a new bicycle, go buy a new bicycle. That's why you're coming to me. What I have only this bicycle that I used for 15 years. So now I don't need it any longer. So same in some sense. The how, right? In some sense. When he marries this woman, that's what he marries. Right? So she's not hiding anything. So if she would hid something, yes. So then the whole marriage is nullified, right? Because it was made on a false pretense. For example, she has this psychological disease or some disorder. She has some like internal thing, or she lied to him, and he said he would ask her, do you have cancer in your family? She said no, Baruch Hashem, we don't. Even though like everybody on the mother's side has this colon cancer. You understand? So if he would find out all of this information, so this marriage is null and void because it was made on a false pretense. Because had he known that she had all of this, the whole lineage, like 3 generations on the mother's side, this issue, he would maybe, most probably, he would not get married to this girl. You understand? So, but if everything is in open, so she has a cross eye, for example. Right? Is it? It's a blemish, of course, but it's not blemish that she was trying to hide. I mean, she was limping, for example. Can you hide limping? I don't know. Maybe if she's sitting, yes, but if she's walking, so he cannot. So he cannot come and like 2 months later after the marriage and said, yeah, I wanted a divorce because she's limping. Like, what is the connection? You saw that she's limping. You saw that she was cross-eyed when you get married. You understand? So now, now when he married her, she did not absorb anything. So that's what he signed up for. So he cannot go and return her to her parents. It's she did not know, and had she known that he wants to be Haredi right after 5 years of marriage, so she would probably say no, I'm not interested. Right? So he cannot force her. And he cannot divorce her. I mean, if they want to get divorced, that's a different story. So I think if she does not want to be modest, most likely she does not want to go into mikveh. So if she does not want to go to mikveh, we try to talk to her one time, two times, like somebody influential. She said no. Okay, after 30 days they can give her divorce. That's a ground for divorce.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. If there is no minyan in the shul, but when people already started praying, the 10th guy comes in. What should people do in this situation?
I would say no. It's a little broad of the question. So it depends on what exactly they pray and where they are. Right. So, for example, if they start praying in the morning, Shacharis, right? They start Psuki de Zimra as individual. There is no problem. But by the time they go to Ishtabach, right, before Shema, okay. So the 10th guy, let's say, by the end of the Psuki de Zimra, he comes. So they start Ishtabach as a minyan. That's right. For some parts, you don't need minyan. I mean, of course, it's preferable. It's but not strictly obligated. You understand? So yeah. So it depends. But if they already started Shmona Esrei and they did not have a minyan to begin with, and then a 10th person joined, I don't think they can do a repetition of the Shmona Esrei because they started with no minyan. If they started with a minyan and somebody left, that's a different story. So they would maybe allow them to do repetition of Shmona Esrei. It depends exactly where he left. Maybe in the middle of Shmona, after Kedusha, stuff like that. Yeah, that's a different story. But if they start without minyan, there is no minyan. Maybe for Kaddish, yeah, we can say Kaddish because now we have a minyan. But it's I said it's a little complicated. Depends when exactly in the prayer, what kind of prayer. That's it. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So if there's no minyan in shul, sometimes does it still have some value to go to shul and pray there rather than praying at home?
Yes. That's a very good question. So the first preference is to pray with a minyan, 100%. That is the first preference. The highest preference is to pray with a minyan in a shul or in established place. Established place could be in somebody's house, in the basement. If they've been praying there for a long time, it's like it becomes in some sense it's like a synagogue, right? That's shul is number one. Then somebody's house or somewhere when there is a minyan from time to time, right? But there is a minyan. It's second priority, and the third priority just go in a shul and pray by yourself or without minyan. So somebody just asked me a question. They have 7 people, fortunately. Okay, so I mean, so I told them it's 7 people, 6.5 people. 9 people, it's there is no minyan. It's only you. I mean, these people, these 7 people, they pray as individual anyway. They cannot be combined unless there are 10. Okay, but still, there is of course there is a holiness of the shul. Hopefully, there was minyan there at one time, so there is a holiness of the shul. And the fourth one is when you pray at home, but at the same time, as we said before, when the minyan prays, right? And the last one is you just pray in a proper time. So of course, all this were in a proper time. So for example, it says in now like Shulchan Aruch says Mishnah Brura. So it's better if you see that minyan is running late, and they're going to start mincha after the sunset. Forget about the minyan. You start the mincha before the sunset, because according to many opinions, you cannot pray mincha like after the sunset. So at least start. Right, so in this case, yeah, start without minyan. That's how important. Okay. Others disagree. They say you can pray mincha till the nightfall. But okay, so majority opinions say before the sunset. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. If one is davening the Amidah, but an immodest woman walks in to his peripheral view, is he allowed to continue or even turn left or right at the closing of the prayer?
Yes. He's obligated to turn. So there are a few reasons. One when one is obligated to move during the Amidah. So even though like under normal circumstances you're not allowed to move, but in this case you're not allowed to continue praying. You understand? So yeah, we have to turn away.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question goes on. Is there any difference between sorcery and alchemy?
Sorcery and what? Second one?
Alchemy.
Alchemy. I'm not sure what alchemy is. I mean, I heard the word, but I understand some kind of divination, but I think that this would be under this the big subject of sorcery. So when they do like when they do some acts, right, and they expect some results, and basically we know that all of the things in this world have their own angel, right? So as the Talmud says, every blade of grass has a angel assigned on top, right, to this grass. So when these people, when these sorcerers, what they do, they confuse the whole nature, right? And now this blade of grass does not listen to the angel. You understand? Because of the mix of the forces. It's very dangerous. So is it real? Absolutely, it's real. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Our friend says that this alchemy was mentioning Chabot Alibabot.
Okay.
Next question. Should a married woman cover her hair when praying and studying Torah or doing Torah-related things if she is alone, so no one would misunderstand her single status? Is this required?
What's that? We're talking about married or unmarried? I missed it.
Unmarried.
Unmarried. So again, so can an unmarried woman pray? Could you read it again? I apologize.
Yes, sir. Sorry. Yes. Should an unmarried woman cover her hair when praying and studying Torah or doing Torah-related things if she is alone, so no one would misunderstand her single status? Is this required?
No, it's not. It's not required. It's not required. So she's So it's opposite when she's does not cover her hair. So she shows to the world that she's unmarried. It's perfectly normal, right? So just wear the hair in a modest way, and that's it. There is no no such obligation. For men, yeah, men are obligated to cover their head when they pray, when they do blessings and other things. But women not. They're not obligated unless they're married. So it's very, very important not to confuse people around us. So if person, for example, if she was married and then she got divorced or got widowed, so in this case, yes, she's obligated to continue covering her hair. Because why? Because when a woman covering her hair, it's like she steps up in her holiness level, kedusha, right? And we have a rule: we don't go in down of kedusha, only up. So yeah. So in this case, yes. But if she need to go to a date, yeah. In this case, yeah, we would allow her to not to go in a hair cover, but without. Okay, but it's exceptional cases.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question, question about marriage and soul.
Mm-hmm.
Since through marriage, the souls of the husband and wife join and become complete, I wonder if in previous generation, when polygamy is allowed, or in some community today, it means multiple parts of the soul joined together, multiple wives parts and one husband part. Okay. So if so, will many people's souls still remain incomplete if they only marry one wife?
That's a very good question. I never heard about this subject. Tell the truth about this polygamy. Yes, I mean we had great people who had more than one wife. For example, David HaMelech. But were they all soulmates? I don't think so. If you read about these wives, I mean, some of them were on the more righteous level, right? Abigail, Bathsheba, but others were not on so righteous level. We had all this Avshalom and like Adonia and other like children. So it's a very good question. On one hand, though, the soul has like multiple parts. It could be divided, but I'm not sure about this multiple wives. Usually, they don't get along. Just so we know, they hate each other very much. I mean, so if there's one soul with him, so they would not hate each other. And there is actually a halacha that 7 women, I think 7 or 5 women, they cannot testify. Right, so it's his mother, his sister, right, his first wife, and like some others, right, some other relatives, because they're biased. Biased means they don't like each other. They would say something opposite, right? Right. So I mean, look. And maybe it's like on one hand like practically, right? They say why what's the advantage to have more than one wife? So some women they cannot get married, right? For whatever reason. And this guy said, okay, maybe she should live in our family, right? So maybe she do more work, but she would be in the family, and he would have more kids, right? So in olden days they needed kids. Why? So they can work in the field, and the more kids you have, the more free workforce you have, right? So and to feed one more woman, maybe not such a big deal, right? But as we see, like all this multi wives family, like they all of them problematic. With David. Hamelech problematic, with Shlomo Hamelech we know, and with Elkanah, right? Elkanah, the father of Shmuel, right? He had 2 wives. Also, forget about 18, forget about 1,000, right? 2 wives, and they had such a disaster in their life. Right? So it's not, even though it is allowed, but there is things that are allowed but not recommended. So it's one of these things. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. Can or should a non-Jew go into a very modern orthodox shul to hand out kiruv cards?
Yes, yeah, why not? Yeah. So I have to understand that these people are partially in a system, So yeah, you're trying to bring them close. Like maybe you will be able to wake up somebody, right?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question.
Mm-hmm.
She says, okay, Chunkalov, if we buy Rashi brand wine, the brand's name is Rashi.
Mm-hmm.
The name Rashi and pictures of an ancient synagogue are on the bottle. Are we allowed to discard the bottle as it is?
Yes, yeah, it means exactly nothing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like I think this wine, I'm not sure how many percent. I mean, maybe 5%, 6%. It's very light, if I remember correctly, very light. So somebody who does not want a lot of alcohol, buy this, or buy stronger wine, add some water, whatever you do is good. Right.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question, Chunkalov. If it is possible that a husband and wife might marry and not complete each other's souls, what possibly indicates that the woman we have met could complete our soul or not?
I mean, that's a very good question. It's not simple question. So I don't think you could decide there is like a clear formula, but I would say like simple. When we have clip about it, so as it says in Torah, that Hashem said that I'm going to create Ezer Kenegdo. So I'm going to create a helper against you. So in Rashi on the page say, like, is it helper or against you? Like, what does it mean? So Hashem is talking to Adam, right, first man. And Rashi explains if he is a righteous person, sure. So she's going to support him, right? So she's going to be his helper. And if he's a like wicked person, so Hashem is going to entice her to go against him. Yeah, in a sense. So if you don't like perfect marriage is not the one. We had another clip that maybe it's part of this clip. I'm not sure if I put it in 1 minute. So the perfect marriage that does not mean that they never have arguments. That's impossible. They have arguments. They have disagreements, but they're able to resolve them, right? And a wife, you usually like a man sometimes get excited and this and that, and her job, the wife's job is actually to control the man, right? Meaning in what sense? Ask him a question. Try to like to look coordinate him. Maybe he's too excited. Sometimes men said like. I'm not sure if you published this clip I just made not long ago. The one, the wife that saves. The wife that saves is the wife of Onben Palace, right? Onben Palace. She was he was like because he what's it? He promised to Korach, Datan, and Aviram, all this, to 250 rabbis that I'm going to go with you. So he said, no, how can I not go? Like I promise, I'm man, my word stands, all this nonsense. And she said, well, what are you going to gain? Like, what are you going to gain? With Moshe, you're going to be on Ben Palace, nobody. Right, you're not a coin, you're not like nobody. Like, and with Korach, you're not firstborn, you're nothing. So you're going to be nobody. Like, why do you need that? But he insisted because I promised, and how can I say that the people are going to come to me, this and that, all these things. And she said, I'm going to take care of it. Right? And what she did, she took out she gave him wine because you have to neutralize man with his like ego, right? I have to keep my word. Most of the time you have to keep your words, but sometimes when it was made on false pretense, you have to like nullify it, right? All these promises, all this, right? You have to nullify it. So she said, stay in a tent, right? Sleep. She gave him wine. No, not Rashi. She gave him undiluted wine. So in olden days, you have to dilute wine 1 to 6, right? So 1 part wine and 6 parts water. That's how it was concentrated. Right? So she probably gave him unconcentrated, and then she took over the hair cover, right? Meaning that she was immodest, and these people, the low life, they were ready to go against Moshe. Against Moshe, representative of Hashem. It's not like his own Aaron, the representative Hashem, Shechina, right? Against them, right? And these wicked people. But when they saw a modest woman, what they do, they turn around 180 degrees and start running. Right? That's the wicked people in olden days. Still, they knew what the modesty is. You understand? So, okay. So back to our question. So I think if she completes him, right? If she she's not indifferent what he does. And on this you have to work. It's not like automatically it's a click, and you know that today like many things when you assemble together, you just click, and sometimes you don't need even you use a screwdriver or drill, and it's all ready. So people like click. Sometimes it's not click. Most of the time it's not going to click, but you have to work on it. You have to make it workable in relationships, right? So. One soul, another soul, it's not going to combine like this precisely. Right? So you have to work on it. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. For the Rav, will one be allowed to use sparkling, fruity wine for Kiddush? Will one make the bracha of Borei Pri Hagafen?
Yeah, there is no problem. The only thing that it must be, preferably be red. So Shulchan Aruch says it should be red. So unless somebody does not like a red wine for whatever reason, I don't know what reason, but many people think, I don't know why, from that red wine is always dry and sour. And you get stomach aches. There's semi-sweet. I like sweet wine. There's no problem. It does not have to be sour. The sweet wines, like a natural sweet. It says on the bottom, no sugar added. From the grapes. Grapes are sweet, right? But if a person does not like even this sweet red wine, and only like to drink white wine. So if it's not pinky, so white does not mean it's exactly like pure white like water. No, it's like on the pinkish side or some other color side. So there is no problem. But otherwise, they say add some red wine, so to color to make it at least pink. Right. But I'm not sure if they make sparkling wine in red. And I'm not sure. Maybe. I don't know. I think it's white, but could be red.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question, go to the left. Can or should one wear a turban for Yirat Shamayim? Is it straying too much from today's custom?
It's a turban either for men or for women.
The question comes from a man.
Okay, so yeah, for men it's not. It would be too much. Like we're trying to be modest. Even men we're trying to be modest. For women, they have these beautiful turbans. It's like a crown of the queen. You understand? That's the difference. But for men, we're trying to be modest. Any head covering, kippah, of course. So we look Jewish. That's preferable, of course. or hat if they they have a custom to wear hats. That's but no tournament. Okay.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So I have a couple of questions for something that I read from the commentaries in the book of Daniel.
Okay. Go ahead.
So Nebuchadnezzar kind of nourished these kids that he kidnapped from the kingdom of Judah for 3 years. He would give them food and everything so that they could focus on their learning. He wanted them to become proficient in several different knowledge, wisdom, and languages, so on and so forth. But Hulin 24a says that from this waiting period, the sages derived the dictum that a student who has not succeeded after 3 years of study will surely not succeed thereafter. I was wondering, could Allah please elaborate on this issue a little further?
Yes, that's actually it was accepted as halacha. It's in Rambam Hilchas Talmud Torah. So you try to learn with a person 3 years, okay, even with a child. So if you don't see any progress, so his head is hard as a rock, so you just let it go. You don't push more. Just see simple things, whatever he likes to hear, to listen. Yes, there is no problem. But most likely nothing is going to happen. That's too much. You understand, for that person, if he did not start like Hashem did not start opening his brain in 3 years, of course there is maybe like a miracle. Hashem can do miracle in any age, like Rabbi Akiva, other people, right? But we see like after 3 years that's like already was it 3 years or 5 years?
3. Yeah.
You remember 3? Okay, somehow in my mind it's 5 years, and we actually learned from a different place, and I'm going to say from which place, from the place that the Kohanim have to go and learn how to work in the Beis Hamikdash. I think in the age of 30, right? But they say like another place they say serve only from 35. When they're 35, right? Why is that? Or it was 25 and 30, or 30 and 35. I don't exactly remember, but I think it was 5 years period, and it was exactly the same explanation. So if they're able to learn, so the 5 years it's more than enough. If they're not going to able to learn, so and at the end of 5 years we would know for sure that this person is not teachable. Like, what can he do? Okay, and that's the thing.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, on the criteria that rules over this matter, what things are or could be considered to discard a person from studying or succeeding any further in his knowledge? Could it be, I don't know, because of lack of commitment, perhaps, but not particularly because the guy doesn't have enough brain for it, or could it be both, or is only like merely only if the guy simply doesn't have like the enough intellectual capacity to withstand the studying schedule or this studying goals, if you will.
Okay, so of course it depends on the level. Even if you talk to teaching the kids, so Rambam there is talking about kids, and he said in this case, so it's like he's allowed to show like angry face, right? To make them serious, so and pay attention, and even slap them, right? But it says after some time, so this teacher has to use his brain, of course. So if he sees that all the slapping, all the yelling, all the angry face is not going to help, so there is almost you have to give up on that person. You understand? So that's I mean he does not want to learn. Period. If he's not afraid of you, not this, not that, so I just give up. For older people, so of course there is lack of concentration. So if person cannot concentrate on anything, like how exactly are you going to teach him? Of course you continue learning with them, but you're not going to invest all of your energy on that person. And you would not expect him. So whatever he does, you give him 1 million compliments, and let him continue learning. But you understand? It's not it's going to be your primary students. Let's put it this way. And me personally, like all of the people that I know, I'm talking about myself, who did not advance, it's only about the laziness, and it's only about because of the laziness, and because of all of this bad character traits, right? That they like to get involved in the worldly affairs. That's it. So me personally, I never because you see, Hashem created a Jew in order to learn Torah, in order to serve Him. So and to be a Jew, you have to be smart. And Hashem gave all of the Jews this brain, man, woman, doesn't matter, right? So and brain power. And if person decided that he's going to use brain power in science or in his work career or something, his own business. You understand? But me personally, I never seen a person unless I had uncle like that. I have two uncles like that. They have psychological disease, psychiatry. That's a different story. Like a sick person, sick. That we're not talking about. But all others, I have not met a person who is not smart or bright even. You understand? So to say that none of them, but the people are lazy, right? People are lazy, people attach to their desires, and that's why they don't learn and don't perform. That's the only reason, from my experience. I don't know too many people, but from all people that I know, that's the only reason.
Thank you very much, Rabbi. So on the book of Daniel, having these figures that the book kind of mentions, having those in mind, then further it explains that when Daniel asks the steward to bring him poles like this, rice and beans and all of these grains in order to feed himself kosher food, he asked for 10 days to be fed with this food in order to see the results. So I was wondering, is this some indication that this is a standard time gap that kosher food takes to have some effect in the person's body and soul, this 10 days?
But what I don't remember what he was eating before. He always ate kosher food, no? So I'm not sure. Some people translate it actually as a seeds, like sunflower seeds or other seeds, like nuts, right? So they mean ready to eat, because how he's going to cook his rice even, right, or beans. So you need to cook. So you cannot eat something was cooked by a non-Jew, right? And rice is one of these foods.
Thank you, Rabbi. No, I mentioned this because based on what Kodawan explained about the 3 years, I mean, I'm pretty sure these youths that were studying for these 3 years, they were studying other things before. So I'm just basing my question on the figures that the book is throwing. So then it says 10 days, I just assume, okay, maybe there's something hidden here, but if not, then.
I'm not sure. I mean, we have to look deeper into commentary. I'm not sure.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So I have another question. So if we study Torah during the times that we're supposed to do something else, like working, we're supposed to be working, and we decide to study Torah in this time. So is this Torah going to go to the Sitra Hara, since these are stolen times?
Maybe it's not going to Sitra Hara, but it is going to go to as a reward to the owner of this. You see, but it is 100% stealing from the employer. So if for example somebody is contractor, meaning I have to pick up the phone and answer. I'm some tech, right? So like to fix the issues. So if nobody is calling me, so I'm not obligated to do anything else. So I'm just doing my own business. But as soon as person calls, so I have to be prepared. Have to like have my windows open on a screen and be able to help the person. You understand? If a job like that, and this boss knows that I have sometimes 15, 20, had some like minutes, sometimes maybe half an hour in the morning, nobody's call, or like an hour. So I can do like if he does not mind. Other people go to internet, search whatever, and right, and I can study my Torah. But if they do mind, and I had with the spirit at work, as some crazy guy, I'm not sure, like maybe he's like ex-marine or something. So he was going and see like in everybody's like cubicle and what people are doing, like throughout the day. And he fired a few people, like gave a warning. It's like kids or something. Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
Welcome.
Okay, I have a last question because our friends are still typing.
Mhm.
So this is a question about a dog, like the Hebrew name for the dog is Caleb, which translates something like only heart or pure heart, and this is in essence telling us that the main characteristics from a dog is that he's only following his heart. This is what.
No. That's the main translate. The main understanding that he's loyal, right? Like a whole loyal heart. And we have actually eclipse. They're ready. We're going to post soon about the Torah, dogs in Torah. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Rabbi. So I know perhaps I would have to then think further about my question, because I was thinking, okay, if the dog, based, of course, on the premise that I had in my head before what Rav said, based on what the dog does, which is following his heart, then Hashem decided for the dog to be the most impure animal among the animal realm.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, if someone only follows his heart, this is a hint that if someone only follows his heart, he's going to become as impure as he could be.
That's very good. Yes, I mean that's it's not only dogs. All the animals, they live by instincts, not by the intellect. Some instinct could be on a higher level, but it's still instincts. Very good. But when person start living by instincts, following the heart is a desires, like the seat of the it's a hara in the heart. So heart is a desires, and person follows the desires, becomes like an animal, right? Even worse than animal. We had this clip, right, about some Jews that are not allowed to, like people not allowed to eat cows, right? Why? Well, what's the problem with the cow? Cow is kosher because we said there is a 4 level of creation. What's inanimate objects like earth? One is vegetation, which is grass, then animal, and then a person. So earth does his job, produces the grass. Grass does the job, grows. Right? Cow does his job, eating the grass. It gives milk, babies, right? And person is supposed to be holy and serve Hashem, right? And when he does not serve Hashem, and all the 3 levels, so all of the lowest level pushes like, and it's something else like on a higher level. So this Jew is supposed to, like with a blessing, with a proper like slaughter cow, he should push the cow on the highest level. And if he does not do that, if he's like he lives like animal without blessing, without keeper, this and that, so like it's he's not allowed. All sages say he's not allowed to eat cow. It's like insult to a cow. You understand? So that's with everybody. But it's very interesting your comment. It's actually tied. So let me do this my Dvar Torah, what I wanted to say, because it's tied exactly why the dog is the impurest animal. So I always knew that it's impurest animal. I always knew that another fact, but this today it's all got together in one piece. So let me tell you what is it. Start from here. So be interested in the commentary. I mean, of course, in the text and the commentary. So what we're going to say now is from Gemara Avodah Zarah 5a1. So in this 5a. So it says, Gemara adds, Rabbi Lazar said, the sin is bound to him like a dog. Okay. As it is stated regarding Joseph's refusal to succumb to advances of Potiphar's wife, and he would not listen to her, to lie beside her and be with her. The double phraseology, lie beside her and be with her, is expounded thus. To lie beside her means in this world, and to be with her in the world to come. So what does it all mean? So we're going to see the commentary now. So first, Rabbi Lazar said the sin is going to bound to a person like a dog. Why dog is bound? Like why not other animals, right? And then it says about this Potiphar wife, right? That she is going to be bound with him, like lie beside him in this world and be with her in the world to come. What do you mean? Like how a person can be with somebody in the world to come? The answer, so I knew all of this, Baruch Hashem, but now it's going to come everything together. Listen to this. The allusion to Sanhedrin is to Sanhedrin 108a, which states that in punishment for unlawfully cohabiting on a Noah's Ark during the Great Flood, the dog was condemned to be bound. So two animals violated the command of Hashem. Hashem said no relations, intimate relations on ark. That's why it says Noah and his sons went separately, and Noah's wife and the daughter-in-law went separately. When Torah says when they got out of the ark, they actually were in pairs. Okay, so why? Because the relationship were allowed after. So, but two animals, they did not listen, right, and transgress. Who was the first was, what is it? The crow? This bird, right? That did not want to go out when Noah was forcing. Why? And Rashi said, like it's from a medrash, because this stupid bird, he was with his wife, with his mate, right? When they were on the ark, and he thought that actually we must make a clip out of it when they find it, right? That he thought that everybody is like him. So he said that Noah want to send me away. Why? To be with my wife. You understand? The Noah is going to be with a bird. Okay, that's what he said. And the second animal that was with his mate is a dog. So dog is the lowest, right? That violated, right? So now it says the dog was condemned to be bound. To be bound. Listen to this. This dog is a subject to indignity of remaining attached, bound, right? So it's like the indignity. Why? Of remaining attached, bound for some time after coitus, and thus unable to procreate modestly. So what does it mean in simple words? So after dog and his Miss Dog, they finish the relationship, they cannot separate for some time, right? Because of muscles, okay, it's irrelevant, right? But so it's like everybody see what was going on. I'm not sure what is the period of time. Okay, I don't know. So, but basically, it's very embarrassing. So they cannot cohabit this coitus, right, in a modest way. So meaning even like the punishment. So and it's only the only animals. So other animals they did their thing and they separate. That's it. They go their own way. But they want to separate and they cannot. That's the thing, right? So continue. Right? Punishment for him for the dog behaved like this. So that's why it's the lowest. Listen to this. Similarly, if a person cohabits unlawfully, right, he's with somebody that he's not allowed to be with, his sin is bound to him forever. So if person cohabit with, he lives with not Jew, he lives with his wife when she's nida, this and that, right? So and he does not do teshuvah, so this sin is going to bound. If it's only about relationships, if he had not kosher meat, there is no problem, right? Forever in this world and the next, as to his eternal disgrace, Maharsha. So Maharsha said, so this guy is going to go to Gehinnom, and everybody would see like him with this doggy, like following him, right? Like the sin, meaning that this woman is going to follow him everywhere. So commentary, the last one, in the world to come. Thus the verse reveals to us that if he would have cohabited with her, meaning Yosef, the iniquity would have disgraced him both in this world and the world to come. So I did not, like, I knew like most of this information, but it did not come to it. So only today it got together. It actually clicked. Right? Why the dogs is the loss of the animal? Because he behaved like this. Hashem said absolutely not. The dog said I have different idea, right? And different idea, and because they want to be the dog wanted to be bound with his wife in the Noah's Ark. So Hashem said you're going to be bound like measure for measure. Even in this we have eclipse, like how the dogs were like rewarded by Hashem. That's a different story, right? But like Hashem, he rewards for all of the creatures whatever they deserve, and at the same time he punishes when somebody like transgresses. So one does not cancel the other. So as a punishment for reward, like embarrassment for the dogs, usually they do it in public, and now they cannot separate. I don't know how long, and that's it. So, and this Rabbi Lazar said, same in the world to come, this sin, this illicit relation that Jew had with a non-Jew. So this illicit relation going to go in the world to come, and she's going to be bound to him like a doggy. It's scary, but that's what it is. Okay. What else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi. That was amazing.
You're welcome.
So, our friend is still typing his question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we should. Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's already on the board.
Okay.
It's a little long.
Mm-hmm.
So I want me to
break
it down.
Yeah, let's do it in parts, please. Yes.
So, when I was younger, I was homeschooled for a while. My dad, Baruch Hashem, I love him very much, had to cane me on like 2-3 occasions tops.
To do what? I apologize, I missed it. To do what? 3 times?
Cane me, I guess, like,
okay, so
just cane me.
Okay, continue.
So, I was very much extremely stubborn when it came to reading.
Mm-hmm.
The message was delivered, and reading actually became my number 1 favorite thing to do till this day.
Mm.
But my question is, if the Torah teaches us that the lack of fear of one's parent actually makes someone lack mental stability. When I joined and a high school later on, I immediately noticed how much shtuyot most kids spoke of or to their parents. And one thing every single one of them had in common was an extremely low sense of self-confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Rabbi.
So, but what is the question? I don't understand the question.
I don't.
It's just a statement of the story.
Yeah. So I don't know if the question is bottom line if this thing that his parent did to him was actually, I don't know. No, I don't want to speculate. Our friend is actually clarifying. Our friend says if lack of fearing one's parent affects one midas.
Of course, I mean yes, as a teacher and parents. So I actually just so you know, when our rabbis Rambam, right, when he compiles the laws of Talmud Torah, and one section has to do with respecting of the teacher. He actually said side by side with the respecting of a parent. Because I mean, in some sense, some instances, you have to respect your teacher more than your parent. Why? Because it's famous saying that your parent brought you into this world, and your teacher is going to bring you his caution to the world to come. Right? So I mean, parents have to do whatever they have to do. For sure, I'm trying to help some people. I mean, of course, it's too late, but the children grow up. But the one parallel that I can see on all of them, they say like watch too much TV or something. They say no, let them decide and what they want to do. Let them decide like what they would absorb and not. There is God, there is no God. He has a brain power. He's like me. Like we don't give these children, little children, or all the children, like the freedom of choice. You do everything. You pump so much holiness in them, so they have no choice. Right? As Rabbi Dessler says, the best like to be on top, like you feel like you're what was the word that he used? That you're forced, like. When you're forced, and like an example that he gives when somebody comes to you with a gun, right? They say, "Give me your wallet, and I'm going to shoot you." So you give him wallet, of course, like right, and you're happy that you have your life. So Rabbi Dessler Zatzal says that is it a choice for you? Yeah, of course. He said, you give me your wallet or I'm going to kill you. Like, is it a choice? No, you feel forced 100%. Like, for you, there is no choice. Yeah, there is a choice, but second option is yeah, it's not smart, to put it mildly. Right? So that he said, we have to work on ourselves. So the second option is like, it's not an option for us. You understand? To go to watch the movie, so be with this non-Jewish, like I don't know, drink beer or something. You understand? So when I walk to synagogue, I see like I walk in the morning. So before they clean up, I see like on a sidewalk there is like like 6 packs of the beer, like empty. Somebody left. They drank in the car probably, left there, or like a small like. Bottles from some liquor. I don't know what is it, but it's crazy. That's what people do, right? At night they hide in, I don't know what is it. So for us, we have to be forced. There is no other option. So in a good sense. So this other option would be disgusting for us. Like this guy, you want to die or you give me the wallet? Of course, take the wallet. Take 2 wallets. Like understand. So that's our goal. Okay, what else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, one quick question about this issue of correcting kids. So, if we are the type of person that we don't feel like capable of rebuking or correcting a kid, if I see kids, I kind of melt. Like, It's like my thing. So should I look for a shidduch that be more stringent with kids, perhaps, in order to compensate?
Maybe it would help, but like if you're going to rebuke your kids all the time, they're not going to listen to you. That's too much. They're going to rebel. You go do it nicely. You ask, you explain, you again, the same, and guess what? They're going to absorb the same words, the same sentences, the same thing that you want from them, and all of the rewards they're going to get because of listening to you. And if you're going to pay emphasize what is important to you, and you say, oh, you finished the book, you start reading, you see you finish the whole page. Can you tell us? And you give him attention, give you attention. That's how you. That's what you do, because everybody needs attention, especially small children and women, wives. They need attention, right? Men does not need attention as much. So if you leave him alone, if you give him a compliment once in 3 months, that's not. But for a wife, it's like every 30 minutes, maybe. Yeah, that's what be. Because the food is good, this is good, and she's cleaned up there, and I apologize, I forgot this on the table, thank you for put it in back, and all these things, right? So, but it's not hard rebuke. Hard rebuke is not going to work in our generation very well, right? But there are other ways. Okay, what else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi. That was the last question.
Okay, so all right, thank you very much. Please join us tomorrow, so we continue at the same time, 8:05, because everybody joined on time. There's no reason to round up, right, or down. And tomorrow we're going to continue with our very interesting topic of ribis. Okay, good night.